Now, Mo Salah's boots are going to be difficult ones to fill at Liverpool next season, but they've identified RB Leipzig's Yan Diomande as a target this summer. The forward's also been linked with Manchester United and Paris Saint-Germain.
He's phenomenal. He's great to watch. He's got all the skills. He's got the pace. But what I really like about him, he's effective, so he actually does produce goals. He does produce assists. But he works really hard defensively. And that's a big part of that Leipzig Academy thing. He hasn't come through the Leipzig Academy, but the whole ethos of that club, you don't fight, you don't play, you don't run, you don't play. There are certain prerequisites, and he's slotted into that really nicely. Leipzig do not do big deals mid-season, and they've come out publicly and said it's not a deal we're interested in doing. Oliver Mintzlaff, who's really high up in the whole Red Bull structure, has said it would take an immoral offer of way above his market value to get us to even consider letting him go in this window. Summer is a different scenario, and I think there'll be lots of big clubs interested. Tottenham have been linked, Manchester United have been linked. He has expressed a love for Liverpool, says he's a Liverpool fan. His dad's a big Liverpool fan. His dream is to see him play at Anfield one day. Whether that means much in the grand scheme of things, who knows?
How's it going, guys? Hello from the windy city. You might be able to hear the breeze, but it's also over 30 degrees. To my right is Soldier Field, where the US men's national team will have their final World Cup warm-up game against Germany. And then over to the left, there's this beautiful War and Field Museum. This, of course, is Soldier Field. So there's a lot of really fitting and poignant memorials here as well. And we're right in the middle, overlooking the stadium. And in the next kind of 24 to 48 hours, this is going to be heaving with US men's national team fans and maybe a few Germans as well.
Yeah, it's going to be, look, we're all building up to it. We can't wait. But look, let's get into some transfer gossip, because Andoni Iraola has been confirmed as the new Liverpool boss. Who's he going to be looking at?
So, yes, Andoni Iraola has signed a 2-year deal made official by Liverpool. The short nature of the contract was at the request of Andoni Iraola. It's how he operates. It was the same at Bournemouth as well. And this is about finding a team, whether from within or the transfer market, that can play urgent, front foot, aggressive football. That's the ideology of Iraola. That's why he was seen as a fit. That's the point of difference comparative to Arne Slot last season. And what do Liverpool need? Well, first and foremost, wide attackers or wingers. Yan Diomande is the leading target. Leipzig are playing hardball. I'd expect them to continue to ask for this price of 100 million euros or more up until the point when the player communicates if he is or isn't going to sign a new deal. If it was to be bad news for Leipzig that he's not going to extend and stay at least another year, maybe the price drops. But Liverpool also want to be quite quick here and try and make a statement signing, because they're up against reasonably stiff competition from PSG, but Liverpool are more advanced at the moment on the player side. So Yan Diomande is going to be one to watch, and obviously we wait and see whether anything gets done in terms of a breakthrough now, or if there's a lull because he's at the World Cup with the Ivory Coast. Don't rule out more than one winger. Maybe the second one will be more of a creative-minded attacker. Keep an eye on central midfield. Adam Wharton is a player appreciated by Liverpool. It'll be really interesting to see whether Liverpool just back Jeremy Jacquet and Giovanni Leone, plus, of course, the captain Virgil van Dijk, or if they dip into the market because Ibrahima Konate departed on a free transfer and he's going to join Real Madrid. And maybe right back will be under consideration as well, because Conor Bradley, long-term injury, Jeremy Frimpong in and out the side with injuries as well. So Liverpool are going to be busy to try and support Andoni Iraola.
How about Man United, Ben? I think everybody's watching, seeing if they're going to back Michael Carrick and seeing what type of player he's going to sign, where he's shopping. Is he shopping in Sainsbury's, or are they going right to the top and trying to sign the best players?
Yeah, I think it's slightly more Marks and Spencer's than Sainsbury's. A bit of gourmet food, if you like, in the transfer market. Edison already through the door. There'll be one more midfielder for sure, possibly even two. It's Man City that are in formal talks with Nottingham Forest for Elliot Anderson, though. They've had a bid rejected, and the expectation is that they'll be back. Manchester United at this stage haven't formally, with Nottingham Forest anyway, entered the race or placed any form of bid. If that changes, of course, I'll I'll let you know in the coming days. Matheus Fernandes is definitely going to be one to watch at West Ham United. Still, the price West Ham want is £80 million, but naturally as the window progresses and West Ham need money due to their relegation to the Championship, there is a possibility that that price comes down and Manchester United face competition from PSG and potentially Arsenal, although I wonder with Miles Lewis-Skelly getting game time and doing well in midfield if maybe Arsenal would decide to reinvest their budget in other areas first. But a midfielder can't be ruled out for Arsenal either. And then Manchester United still want a left-sided player. Yan Diomande is not just seen as too expensive now by Manchester United, but PSG and Liverpool are saying to Diomande, you can play on the right, same as he's doing at Leipzig, as opposed to the left, where he started his career. Now, like Antoine Semenyo, he is very much two-sided, but he prefers the right, and Man United need a left winger, so that's a factor in the pitch, but the cost as well is also an issue. Iliman Ndiaye could be one to watch simply because Everton are trying to get him to sign a new deal, and he remains well contracted anyway, but as it stands, no progress, and he's on Man United's list. And of course Morgan Rogers, keep an eye on Manchester United, possibly Man City, also Arsenal, PSG have looked, and maybe even Chelsea as well. So as you can probably tell, in wide areas and central midfield, there's a lot of overlap between, in particular, what several Premier League clubs are looking for.
You can always tell when you're in America by the police sirens behind you. It's unbelievable, isn't it? I feel sorry for you, Ben. It's so loud. Listen, let's talk about a bit of Tottenham, because Roberto De Zerbi's got a big rebuild job to do. There are talks of Van Hecke, Senesi, Andy Robertson. How close are these deals being done?
Andy Robertson agreed in principle. Juventus tried a late hijack, but Robertson actually gave his word to the Tottenham hierarchy even before Roberto De Zerbi came in that he would join if they stayed up in the Premier League, which of course has happened. Marcos Senesi, Tottenham are confident. Again, there's terms in place over a 4-year contract. They'll want to be quick. Not because Liverpool have yet entered the race, but obviously it's a natural link to make. Canate leaving, Iriola coming in, Senesi, who he had at Bournemouth. It would be low-hanging fruit and a free transfer. But as of yet, no Liverpool hijack, and Tottenham are confident. If there's any surprises, we'll keep you posted. And then in addition to that, Tottenham is still looking to strengthen on the left-hand side. They've started talks with Savinho, but not yet again with Man City. And you may remember that last summer, Tottenham made an offer in excess of £60 million. The finances were actually okay. And to my knowledge, Pep Guardiola wasn't against letting the player leave, because when footballers came to Pep Guardiola during this tenure at the Etihad Stadium, if they really insisted, he tried not to stand in their way. But it was Ferran Soriano and the Man City board that blocked that deal, because last summer they felt